Okay, story time. So I have seen God heal. I've experienced God's healing, and it's crazy. Even though we can experience God's healing and see God's healing and His amazing works, we can still feel spiritually like imposters. There was one situation where my daughter was sick, and she went the whole week, had the flu. And I was feeling good up until, I want to say, the last couple of days that she had it. Mind you, I was praying over her. I was like laying hands and literally praying over her. And I just kept hearing God say she needs rest. And I was like, cool. All right, I'm going to have faith that she's going to be well, and all she needs is rest. But then I had got a fever, and it was late at night, and I don't know what the fever was, like what the temperature was, but I knew it was a fever because I could barely focus my eyes. It was so bad. And I felt really, really weak, and I couldn't bring myself to actually like talk. So I'm laying in bed, and I'm just like, I'm going to give this to God. I know God is going to heal me. And so I kept hearing like, speak it out loud, say it out loud, right? So I'm laying in bed feeling like I'm delirious, and I just said, I rebuke this fever. I rebuke you, fever. And then I said, I rebuke the spirit of infirmity. And I heard, get up. And so I got up and I said it again. And next thing you know, where I was dizzy, I wasn't dizzy anymore. My eyes began to focus. And I could feel like congestion begin to like set in here in this area. And I laid hands on my chest, and I began to pray. And as I began to pray, I was led to say, like, I asked for forgiveness for any sort of like foothold of the enemy, any legalities that the enemy had to bring on a sickness on me, and I rebuked sickness and congestion again. And all of a sudden, like, everything cleared up just like that. And the fever never came back. I was not sick. I was not congested, nothing. And it's crazy because I can tell you this, right? And then I remember within like a couple of weeks of that, I had heard like people coming to me telling me that they were sick, and I would be like, oh, you know, I want to pray. I want to lay hands on this person. Like, I know God can heal. God can heal, you know, God heal me. And I remember feeling that doubt of not that God wouldn't do it, but would God do it through me? That spiritual imposter syndrome is so real.